name's Alex Rodriguez, reminding you,
You don't need a contract.
you need a team of pros.
Hello folks, my name is Alex Rodriguez with Bay Cities Construction. I want to share with you an affliction that I have. I build ADUs. Today we're talking about costs. No one talks to you about the money that it's going to cost to build the ADU. But we're not only going to talk about that, we're going to talk about the cost of doing the plans, getting everything set up before you go to construction, because there's a cost associated with that. My name is Alex with Bay Cities Construction. Stay tuned. We're talking ADU costs. What's up guys, Alex with Bay Cities Construction. Hey, if you haven't watched any of our videos on Facebook or YouTube, please make sure that you like and subscribe. Hit that little bell button on YouTube so that you know when we're posting again. We're going to be posting a series of construction videos. We're going to be talking some more about ADUs. Today we're talking about cost, and that's what we're going to get into right now. So in Los Angeles, what does it cost to build an ADU? For those of you who don't know, an ADU is an auxiliary dwelling unit, okay? It's a fancy way that the city came up with, or the state came up with, for building a little grandma flat, little mother-in-law flat, etc. So there's a few different ways to do these ADUs, but when most people talk about doing an ADU, they want to convert their garage, right? It's really funny. I've been in business doing construction for over 15 years. I mean, I've had my own company for 15 years, but I've been in the construction business for probably about 20 years. And it's kind of been the running joke that there's a bunch of neighborhoods in LA where there's illegal garage conversions, right? I mean, people just ripped out the water heater like you see in this garage, and they put drywall everywhere, and boom, you got an extra rental. So we're going to talk about some of the things that you need to do in order to convert your garage. We're also going to talk about freestanding ADUs, and we're going to talk about doing a home addition that has an ADU. So let's talk about this here. A typical garage conversion, the biggest things that you need to do is you have to insulate, you have to reframe the ceiling, okay? Most garages are open, there's no framing up there, so you got to do that so that you can hang drywall and have lighting and all that type of stuff, excuse me. The biggest expense that you're probably going to have is tying into the sewer line. And in most cases, you have to cut the concrete, figure out where the existing sewer is, excavate, dig up to it, do the deal. The next biggest expense that you're going to have to deal with is the electrical. Most houses, you have to upgrade the electrical panel from a 60 amp or 70 amp or even 100 amp to a 200 amp. In some cases, you may have to even upgrade to a 400 amp. So we're going to talk a little bit about that in a minute. You also have to consider your heating and cooling. Your garage has had no insulation, no heating and cooling. You want to make sure that your mother-in-law is comfortable, or whoever's going to live in there is comfortable. So you got to deal with that. And you also have to deal with window egress. So not only do you have to add windows in there for lighting and for just kind of so it doesn't get so stuffy, but the windows have to be big enough that someone can actually evacuate in the event of an emergency right out of the window. So you have to be mindful of your egress. So let's talk a little bit about what a typical garage conversion floor plan looks like. If you're converting your garage, you're going to have basically a studio apartment. You're going to have a kitchen, you're going to have a big common area, and you have to carve out a bathroom with some type of a shower. So this is very common, what you're going to experience with a garage conversion, okay? So this is typically between 350 and maybe 500 square feet of living space. Attached ADUs are typically going to require architectural plans, engineering plans, energy calculations, and an electrical plan. Okay, this is true for the garage conversion and for something that's already attached to the building that's existing. Okay. A detached ADU is going to require all of those things: architectural plans, engineering, energy calcs, and the electrical plans. But you're also going to have to do a site survey to prove that the new structure is inside of your lot. You're also most likely going to be required to provide a soils report. If you are in North Torrance, parts of Redondo Beach, Manhattan Beach, if you're close to, to Hermosa, and even if you're up in PV, you're going to have to do a soils report because you're going to very likely be on expansive soil or, God forbid, liquefaction soil. Either one, you have to provide a soils report so that the engineers can design your foundation appropriately. So let's talk about like the three common types of ADUs. So the top one is your scenario where you have an existing detached garage and you're converting it. It could be that you have an attached garage and you're converting that. Though when you have a situation where the structure already exists, you're converting the garage, whether it's attached or detached, that's going to be the least expensive scenario. Okay, the minute that you knock down the garage and rebuild it, or you add on to the house, it's a different world in price. But you can also get a bigger ADU. Okay, if you're converting the garage, you're limited to the footprint of the garage. That's what you have. If you're adding a new ADU, or you are, whether it's attached or detached, if you're adding a new ADU, you have the flexibility of coming up with a very unique floor plan, maximizing the space, and you're also going to have a much larger building overall. That's the benefits of that. And we're gonna talk a little bit more in detail on about the distinctions. What'd you say? Hey guys, let's take a quick break. We'll be right back. We're going to talk about the pros and cons. Don't go anywhere.
Kitchen you want today from Bay Cities Construction in the Southern California and Los Angeles area. There is no better company who takes time out of the equation to get you a detailed plan of what your new kitchen will look like. Get your design plans done, your interior design plans done, and entire project scope done right now. Get your finished kitchen in 90 days or less. We are the best in the Los Angeles and Southern California area, and there's no need to shop anywhere else. Just get started with Bay Cities Construction. Go to baycitiesconstruction.com. That's baycitiesconstruction.com.
Hey folks, welcome back. So let's talk about the pros and cons. Let's consider the three. And don't worry, we're going to talk about money for sure. I just want to kind of show you the three different distinctions, okay? So the first and least expensive, the most affordable, is the straight conversion, okay? The advantages are that it's going to be the least expensive. The disadvantage is that your space is going to be smaller, typically, and you're going to get less rent as a result. The next deal is the attached. You're going to get a bigger space, you're going to get more rent, it'll be more expensive to build. However, you could say that a negative is the fact that it's attached, and you could potentially hear the noises of your tenants, or God forbid, your parents getting the groove on. Either way, it's typically a negative situation if you're too close for comfort. You know what I'm saying? All right. The ideal thing, as far as privacy goes, is the detached. Okay, you're going to get maximum rent. You're going to get privacy, and the negative parts about it is that it's going to be more expensive, and obviously you're going to need a bigger lot in order to be able to do that. Okay, so the only caveat to that is if you already have a detached garage in your backyard, then you can convert that and it's not going to be a problem. But the third option, as we're talking about here for the purposes of this discussion, it's going to be a detached unit that is new construction. We're not using an existing building under the third case scenario here, under detached. So let's talk about what the dollar figures are. Okay, a straight garage conversion, 100 to 120-ish, okay? That's a no frills thing, all right? Understanding that you're not gonna need to do a whole lot of major upgrades to your house. You probably already have a 200 amp panel. You may even already have the sewer line is close by, and you know, there isn't a lot of major structural changes to the house, to the existing garage conversion. The next one is going to be an attached new addition. Very likely going to be around $200,000. This is not going to be a huge addition. This is probably going to be about 400 square feet. But it is new construction. So you're building new walls. You're going to have a new roof. You're going to probably re-roof the existing structure. This type of scenario. And then the last scenario is going to be the detached deal. And that's going to be between 220 and 350. And a lot of it will be determined, a lot of this price will be determined on how big the building actually is, all right? You could get an ADU that's 900 square feet. It's huge, okay? It's almost practically a house on its own. If you're in an area where the lot's bigger, let's say you have a 3,000 square foot house, you can easily, and you have the space, you can easily put a 900 square foot detached ADU. If you're up in PV in Palos Verdes Peninsula, Rolling Hills Estates, Rancho Palos Verdes, any of these areas that have a very big lot, if you're in the horse property where you have a quarter acre, half acre, you can easily be able to squeeze this in. If you're in Torrance, in some parts of Torrance, where you have a detached garage, you have an 8,000 square foot lot, 7,500 square foot lot, something like that, you can definitely knock your old garage down and rebuild something like in this price point and size. All right, hey, I'm going to share with you a little bit about our latest project and kind of walk you through what we got here. This scenario here, we kept the garage, we knocked the existing garage down, but we rebuilt the garage as part of the new ADU. Okay, so this is a totally new structure. We started from scratch. We have an open patio deal down here. We've got some stairs going up to the top. We got our laundry down there, etc. Then let's look at the second floor. Second floor, you've got an open kitchen floor plan. You've got a bedroom up there, bathroom, and you got access to the balcony. Now, it just depends on your space, depends on what you want to do. Obviously, the design depends on your budget. So we want to know from you what it is that you want, what kind of functionality you want out of the space, and what are your goals. Okay, what's the goal? Hey, if you want to learn more, please post your questions below. Even if you're watching this after the live broadcast, we go back every day and we look at all the comments and we respond to all the comments. So if you have a question, anything like that, love to respond. Do we have any questions from the live audience?
Yeah, one of our viewers wants to know how much they can expect to pay for plants.
Okay, so let's go back to the three different models. If you're talking about you're converting your garage and you don't need to excavate and you don't need to add any walls, you're straight up garage conversion. Any ADU that you do not have to excavate for making it bigger, you're not going to need a survey, and you're not going to need a soils report. So for the architectural engineering and the conversion and helping you pick out all the materials and all that stuff, that's a flat fee of $18,500. If you're going to do an attached or a detached where you're going to make new construction, you're going to have new footings, new walls, new framing, that type of stuff, where you're actually increasing the footprint of the buildings on the lot, then you will need a soils report, and you will need a soils report, and you need a survey done. So those two items will bump you up to about $22,000 to $24,000 total. Okay, this is what you're going to need, the package of data and plans that you're going to need a grading plan, you're going to need site survey, and you're also going to need a soils report. So that'll bump you up to about $24,000 before you submit the plans. You're probably going to be looking at about $4,500 to $5,500 in plan check fees, and another $3,000 in building permit, $3,000 to $4,000 in building permit fees. And mind you, this varies from city to city, so it's just a kind of a guideline so that you can plan for it. You're probably going to spend about $30,000 in fees and in all of the plans that you're going to need. Hey, if you have some questions, please post them in below, like us, and if you haven't done so already, please subscribe.
We got one more question.
Oh, we got one more question. Okay.
Somebody wants to know how much do these projects take? Like how long does a garage conversion take? How long does it?
The garage conversion is very quickly. Torrance, for a garage conversion, is actually fast tracking it. They're allegedly getting it through plan check in about 2-3 months. So I'd really like to see that. The plans that we've run through Torrance have been a full submittal because they were detached. So I'm really curious to see if there's any truth to that. I hope so. I think it'd be great. LA is probably about 2-3 months out. Could be 4 months out. Just depends on what their backlog is, because they've got a lot of different things going on. They've got a soft story ordinance that's pushing a lot of construction in LA. So hard to say, but most of a project that's going to be attached, just basically a garage conversion, you're probably looking at about 3 or 4 months worth of work. If you're going to build a new building, you're definitely looking at about 8 to 12 months worth of work. So that's a good question. Any other questions?
Yeah, somebody wants to know about ADUs in multifamily lots. Is that something that's coming up?
So there's a new law that just passed that is allowing people that's going to allow you to be able to put an ADU in a multifamily zoned area. That just passed. I'm sure they're going to be working through it. We'll have some more information from about this when we get some in. We're definitely going to be trying to reach out to the cities and see what are the parameters that they're going to allow these types of buildings to be designed and built. Any other questions? All right, guys. Hey, thanks for joining us. Really appreciate the fact that you're watching and supporting the show. If you want some more information about us, I'm going to post our contact info. This is me and one of our projects over in PV this week. We got a lot of stuff going on, but hey, just to reiterate, we can help you with interior designer. We hired a really talented interior designer. Her name is Wendy. She's awesome, and also a project manager to help get these projects going and completed. We will represent you with the city on all projects. We'll help manage the project, help you pick out and design the project. It's a full service deal. Our job is to make sure that you're happy, and we take a lot of pride in doing so. So don't miss an episode. Please like us and hit the subscribe button, hit the little bell on YouTube. And if you want to contact us, contact me at the office, please do so with the numbers on here. If you're a past customer and you want to help us out, please check out our reviews. Review us. If you're doing a little bit of background check on us, please go see us. We have reviews on Yelp and Houzz, and obviously on Google and Facebook. Hey, we're here to educate you. We're here to provide valuable information so you can make an informed decision. My name is Alex with Bay Cities Construction. Minding you don't need a contractor. You need a team of pros.
Kitchen you want today from Bay Cities Construction in the Southern California and Los Angeles area. There is no better company who takes time out of the equation to get you a detailed plan of what your new kitchen will look like. Get your design plans done, your interior design plans done, and entire project scope done right now. Get your finished kitchen in 90 days or less. We are the best in the Los Angeles and Southern California area, and there's no need to shop anywhere else. Just get started with Bay Cities Construction. Go to baycitiesconstruction.com. That's baycitiesconstruction.com.
Hey folks, as you know, at the end of my videos, I always have some kind of an offer. It's a different offer every time. So here's an ADU offer for you. The offer is you send us your pictures of the area that you want to build your ADU. So if you're going to convert your garage, take some pictures of the garage, send them over. to Brian at baycitiesconstruction.com. Brian will book you for a 1-hour free consultation with me. And if you want to get started on this before the end of quarter number 1, that means before the end of March, you got to book it. I'm going to give you $500 off the entire deal. $500. Okay, you can use that to pay for your building permits. You can use that to go to Costco and buy toilet paper like all the other lunatics that are out there due to Corona. You can do whatever you want with the $500. But the deal is, if you close a deal with us for design for your ADU before the end of the month, I'm going to give you $500 in cash. All right, look forward to talking to you. Look forward to learning more about your project. My name is Alex with Bay Cities Construction. Minding you don't need a contractor. You need a team of pros.
My name's Alex Rodriguez, reminding you don't need a contractor. You need a team of pros.